The two worst moments for Biden last night also happened to be the occasion for Donald Trump's best zingers.
All those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
It's a great line from Trump. Total zinger. In a way, the zinger almost got buried because of Jake Tapper's response. I didn't say it, and we didn't. COVID, not COVID. We beat Medicare. Like he brought himself back to something that sounded like authoritative political rhetoric, but it didn't make a lot of sense. We beat Medicare. And you can hear in Jake Tapper's voice, once Biden thinks he lands the plane, you hear Tapper go, thank you, President Biden. And then Trump right in there with the zinger. Yeah, you beat it to death. Let me tell you about my Medicare plan and what we've done and how great it was under my watch. Now, why does this matter? Trump's really good at the zingers. We thought going into this debate we weren't going to get the zingers because the moderator said we're going to mute the microphones. There's not going to be crosstalk. No opportunity for Trump to pull his, yeah, Hillary, you'd be in jail in my country. Or, yeah, only Rosie O'Donnell, or all those little zingers that fire people up. But Trump was restrained and disciplined, and so he just got the zinger in when it was his turn to speak, and he really landed it. Then maybe even more devastating than Biden just fumbling around to make some point about Medicare was when Biden fumbled around to make some point that no one can even really say what it was.
I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Oh. The zingers worked because of the restraint. Just like a beautiful poem is beautiful and made all the more beautiful by the limits put on the poem, by the meter, by the rhyme scheme, by the delicacy and nuance of the diction. That's what, if it's just beyond all limits and bombastic, if the poem is slam poetry or something, it's going to be terrible. But if it's controlled, if it's got limits, that's where the beauty lies. And that's where the beauty was in Trump's answers. He gets the line in, yeah, you beat Medicare to death. Let me tell you, let me move on. Little zinger, zoom, doom, there we go. Okay, now let me tell you about how much better things were under my watch. And let me speak an articulate English sentence. That's going to be the biggest contrast of the night. Even here, he could have said, Joe, you're a demented old doddering idiot. But he didn't do that. There was actual pathos in what Trump was saying when he said, it seems so genuine. It seems so sincere. I don't know what he was just saying. I'm not even going to respond to what Biden was just saying. I don't know what he was saying. And I don't think he knows either. That zinger worked because it was tough, it was mean, it hit him, but it seemed to have an aspect of compassion to it too. And most of all, it was sincere. Jake Tapper didn't know what he said. Dana Bash didn't know what he said. The viewers didn't know what Biden was trying to say. So the zingers worked as well as I've ever seen them work for Trump, because it wasn't just that they were funny and quick. He just knew the room. He read the room. He's a great showbiz genius, and he knows how to play to 50,000 people in a stadium, and he knows how to play to 4 people in a closed studio without a live audience being broadcast to 80 million people at home. He just understood the medium. He understood the moment. He lived up to it. Biden tried to get some zingers in as well. It was really just one zinger, and it was one zinger that he repeated throughout the entire night, namely, don't believe what that guy just said.
We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it, which is crazy. But he has killed so many people at our border by allowing all of these people to come in. And it's a very sad day in America.
President Biden, you have the mic.
Every single thing he said is a lie. Every single one.
So this was it. This was Biden's only comeback all night. Trump had these kind of funny little comebacks. Yeah, you beat Medicare to death. Yeah, I don't know what you just said. Yeah, you're not that good at golf, which we'll get to in a second. That was a charming little one too. Yeah, actually, the Ukraine war, disproves what you've just said. Yeah, my performance in the economy or immigration disproves what you just said. He had substantive rebuttals. All Biden had was, that isn't true. That's a lie. It was the My Cousin Vinny defense. It was that moment in My Cousin Vinny where Joe Pesci shows up wearing the 19th century crazy looking suit, and he says this.
Everything that guy just says, bull. Thank you.
That's pretty much the defense. He didn't have quite the panache of a Joe Pesci, and his wardrobe wasn't quite as ornate, but that was it. Mr. Biden, what's your response to all of the charges leveled against you by former President Trump? Everything that guy just said is bull. The defense rests. So the Trump obviously won on the zingers. Even at the end, I just alluded to it, there was this funny little exchange about how Biden challenged Trump to golf, and Trump thought this was kind of funny. Here is Trump just knocking him down.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap. 8.
Never.
But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Hey, let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn.
Let's not act like children.
To a specific.
Hey, come on. Let's not act like children. Masterful. The whole bit, beginning to end, was masterful. Biden starts it. He says, Trump, you claimed on your physical that you're 6'5", 225 pounds. Trump, with his mic off, so no one at home could really hear the answer. He goes, that's not true. I never said that. Biden could have ignored what Trump was saying because the audience at home wasn't listening, but Biden has lost his marbles, so he didn't realize that he had that advantage, that debate rule that his team asked for, which is that shut up Trump's mic so that he doesn't interfere with your lies and your narrative. He didn't realize that he could take advantage of that. So instead he answers Trump. He goes, well, what do you didn't say that? Well, okay, then you didn't say 6'5". You said you were 6'4". I didn't say that either. Oh, okay. All right, well, whatever he said, that's what he said. But anyway, I want to play golf with you. I'm a 6 over par handicap. And then Trump takes the opportunity and makes a polite and respectable little joke. Goes, biggest lie Joe's told all night. He's not a 6 over handicap. No way. That's a gentleman's joke. Okay, that's not a you've got an ugly face and your mother's a whore kind of joke, which is sometimes the level of comedy that you could hear on the campaign trail, especially Trump is a funny New York kind of guy. That isn't it. He was just, oh yeah, you're not as good at golf as you say you are. Yeah, I've seen your swing. So even that's a gentlemanly kind of joke. It plays well in Peoria, but it's still off-footed Biden. And then Trump comes in just as the debate is reaching the point where people could say Trump was taking cheap shots and making jokes and distracting. Trump says, but let's not act like children. Hey guys, I'm going to be the adult in the room. Jake Tapper, Dana Bash, especially you, Joe Biden, can we please get back to the substantive issues? Masterful. He did that all in about 1 minute. That was a great clip. Now, hold up, ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.